Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We proceed our discussions on number system and perform furthermore number system conversions. In previous discussions, we performed different number system conversions, among which we completed decimal to binary number system conversion, binary to decimal number system conversion, and decimal to octal number system conversion. In today's discussion, we will be performing last decimal number system conversion, and that is decimal to hexadecimal number system conversion. Decimal number system is a common number system as it is native to human language. It consists of total 10 digits from 0 to 9. We use decimal number system in daily activities when we deal with numbers. Hexadecimal system, on the other hand, is a very friendly representation for binary numbers. It consists of 16 symbols in which 0 to 9 are total 10 digits, while rest of the 6 digits has been replaced by 6 alphabets from A to F. Most of the digital computers use hexadecimal number system to represent their memory addresses. We are now convert decimal number into hexadecimal number, and the method remains the same that we followed for binary and octal conversions. In decimal to binary conversion, we followed repeated divisioning process, but the base for division was 2. In decimal to octal conversion, we again followed repeated division, but the base for division was 8. Similarly, in decimal to hexadecimal conversion, we will follow the repeated divisioning process, but the base for division will remain 16. So, the rules are mentioned here. We are given a decimal number. We need to divide this decimal number with 16. Why 16? Because 16 is the base for hexadecimal number system. So we will note down the remainders and divide the quotients again with 16. This process will go on until we get the remainder and quotient within the range of hexadecimal number system. So if the remainder and quotient comes within the range of hexadecimal number, so we will stop the divisioning process. So it is a 3-step process. First, the decimal number will be divided by 16. We will note down the remainders and divide the quotient again by 16. The divisioning process will go on until the quotient and remainder comes within the range of hexadecimal number system. Let's now apply these rules on few examples. We now need to perform few conversions and apply the rules we discussed in previous slide. We are given a decimal number 501 and we have to convert it into hexadecimal number. The rule as mentioned earlier is we need to divide this decimal number repeatedly by 16. The division process will go on until the remainder and quotient comes within the range of hexadecimal number. So let's divide the divisioning process. 501 is divided by 16 and the result is 31 as quotient and 5 as remainder. 31 is again divided by 16 and the result is 1 as quotient and 15 as remainder. As you can see, this quotient 1 is within the range of hexadecimal number and it cannot be further divided by 16. But you can see the remainder as 15 here. 15 is not a valid number in hexadecimal number system. So it has to be replaced by some symbol, and its representation is normally done with alphabet F. Now here let me recap the range for hexadecimal number system. As you all know, it consists of 0 to 9, total 10 digits. And rest of the 6 digits have been replaced by 6 alphabets, such as A represents number 10, B represents number 11, C represents number 12, D represents number 13, E represents number 14, and F represents number 15. So a total of 6 alphabets are used to represent 6 numbers. So here you can see remainder is 15 in this case, but 15 is not a valid number, so it has been replaced by symbol F. As you can see, if here F shows number 15. But keep in mind, these alphabets or letters must be in capital letter. So how we need to write the answer? As you know, in bottom up manner. 501 in base 10 is equal to 1F. Here you can see 1 and F are written at the bottom, and other is 5, while 5 is written at the top. So bottom up manner in which we have to write the answer. So answer for 501 in base 10 is equal to 1F5 in base 16. Let's now move on to another example. Again, we are given a decimal number 4253 and we have to divide it into hexadecimal number. The rule must be now clear to you. We need to divide this decimal number successively by 16 until the quotient and remainder comes within the range of hexadecimal number. So here we would stop our divisioning process. So let's proceed with the divisioning. The number is 4253 and we are going to divide it with 16. The result would be 265 as quotient and 13 as remainder. But keep in mind, 13 is not a number in hexadecimal system, so we have to write its respective symbol, which is D. Again, the quotient is divided by 16 and the result is 16 as quotient and 9 as remainder. This quotient 16 is again divided by 16 and the result is 1 as quotient and 0 as remainder. This quotient 1 is within the range of hexadecimal number and it cannot be further divided by 16. So here the divisioning process comes to an end and we need to compile the results in bottom up manner. So 4253 in base 10 is equal to 10. These are the bottom numbers of conversions. 10. Here you can see 9D are at the top. 9D are at the top here. So 109D in base 16 is equal to 4253 in base 10. I hope you have understood this procedure. Now we are going to convert the decimal fractions into their respective hexadecimal numbers. The rule is same as we have already used for decimal to binary conversion and decimal to octal conversion. The difference is only the multiplication number. For decimal to binary conversions, we multiplied the fractional part with 2, and for decimal to octal conversion, we multiplied the fractional part with 8. But now, since we are converting in hexadecimal number, so the fractional part will be repeatedly multiplied with 16. Why 16? Because 16 is the base for hexadecimal number. So the procedure remains the same, the multiplication number goes different. We would note down the carries, we would note down all the carries until the fractional part either becomes 0 or it starts repeating itself. So when we are going to stop the multiplication process, if the fractional part becomes either 0 or it becomes a recurring product. So a recurring product would keep on generating same results again and again the more you go and multiply them. Again, keep in mind, if the multiplication process is non-terminating or the result is going too long, so you can perform 5 to 6 multiplications and stop there. Write the answer with 3 dots. That would show the result is going on. So let's apply these rules on few examples. We are given a decimal fraction here, as you can see, 0.0628, and we have to convert it into hexadecimal number. As the method shows, we need to multiply this fractional number, this decimal fraction, successively with 16. So 0.0628 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 1.0048. This carry will be stored while this fractional part will be again multiplied by 16. So 0.0048 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 0.0768. Again the fractional part 0.0768 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 1.2288. The fractional part 0.2288 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 3.6608. The fractional part 0.6608 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 10.5728. Here you can see the carry is 10, but as you know 10 is not a valid number is hexadecimal number system, so we need to use its respective symbol, and that is capital A. So instead of 10 we have to write A. Again the decimal fractional part 0.5728 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 9.1648. The multiplication is non-terminating. The more you multiply the fractional part, the more products you are going to get. So we stop here and write the answer in top-down manner. So for 0.0628 in base 10, the result in base 16 is 0.1013A9 and so on. Here we write the 3 dots. That shows the result goes on. But don't forget to write the base in which it is converted. Let's see another fractional example. We are given a decimal fraction 0.00390,625 and we have to convert it into hexadecimal number. The method is now clear to you. We need to multiply this number successively with 16 until we get the fractional part either as 0 or it is a recurring product. Let's proceed. So this number is multiplied by 16 and we get the answer as 0.0625. The fractional part is again multiplied by 16. The result is 1.000. Here you can see the fractional part comes to 0 and we stop our multiplication here. Compile the results in top-down manner. So 0.00390,625 in base 10 is equal to 0.01 in base 16. Keep in mind the point stays at its place. We only performed conversion of this part which goes towards the right of this decimal point. I hope the method is clear to you now. Now let's merge both the integer and fractional part. So we are given a number, a decimal number having an integer part as 10 and a fractional part as 0.16, and we need to convert it into hexadecimal number. The method must be now clear to you. We need to perform two separate conversions. The integer part is successively divided by 16 while the fractional part is successively multiplied by 16. So let's first convert the integer part. Here you can see the integer part is 10 and 10 is already within the range of hexadecimal number. It cannot be divided by 16. So we write the answer. Since it is 10 is less than 16, which is base for hexadecimal number and it cannot be divided by 16, so we write 10 as symbol A. Since 10 is not a valid number in hexadecimal number system, so we represent its respective symbol, which is capital A. So now come to the fractional part, which is 0.16, and we need to multiply it repeatedly by 16. So we perform the multiplication. 0.16 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 2.56. Again the fractional part is multiplied. 0.56 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 8.96. Again the fractional part 0.96 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 15.36. Here you can see the carry is 15. 15 is not a valid number in hexadecimal number system and its respective symbol F is written instead of 15. So again the fractional part 0.36 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 5.76. 0.76 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 12.16. 12 is not a valid number, so we have to write its respective symbol, which is capital C. Again 0.16 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 2.56. So the more you multiply the results, the more products you are going to get. So we stop the multiplication here and compile the results in top-down manner. We need to now merge the integer and the fractional part conversions. So 10.16 in base 10 is equal to, here for integer 10, we wrote A. A shows the symbol for representation of 10 in hexadecimal number, as 10 is not a valid number. Then point remains at its place here, you can see, and 16 has been converted to this 2, 8, F5, C2, so on. These three dots shows the result goes on, and at the end we have to write the base we are converted the results in. So base 16 is the conversion product. Let's see another example in which we have again an integer part and a fractional part, 172.983. So we need to perform two separate conversions. The integer part is divided by 16 while the fractional part is multiplied by 16. So first we have to convert the integer part, 172, it is divided by 16 and the result is 10 as quotient and 12 as remainder. Here again you can see the quotient becomes 10, which is within the range of hexadecimal number, and it cannot be further divided by 16. So since 10 is not a valid number in hexadecimal number system, so we can write its representative symbol, which is capital A. The remainder is 12. Again, the representation for 12 is capital C. So AC is the product for integer number. Now before writing the answer, As you know, we have to write the answer in bottom up manner, but before writing the answer we need to convert the fractional part. So the fractional part is multiplied by 16 and the result is 15.728. Again here the carry is 15 and 15 is not a valid number, its respective symbol is F. So fractional part again is multiplied by 16 and the result is 11.648. Again 11 is converted to its symbol B. Again the fractional point 0.648 is multiplied by 16 and we get the answer as 10.368. 10 shows letter A. So the fractional part 0.368 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 5.888. So 0.888 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 14.208. 14 is represented with alphabet E. So the multiplication goes on. 0.208 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 3.328. 3.328 is again multiplied by 16. 0.328 is again not the integer part. The integer part is stored and the fractional part is only multiplied. 0.328 is multiplied by 16 and the result is 5.208. This integer part is stored and the fractional part will be next multiplied it. So 0.248 is again multiplied by 16 and the result is 3.968. Again you see it is a non-terminating product. The more you are multiplying, the more numbers are generated. So you can perform 5 to 6 calculations and stop the multiplication process. Here I stop the multiplication and write the answer in top-down manner. Now we have to merge both the answers, the integer part and the fractional part. So 172.983 in base 10 is equal to, the integer part is 172 and it is equal to AC in hexadecimal number, as you can see here. AC. The integer, the point remains at its place while 983 is equal to FBA 5E353 and so on. The 3 dot shows the result goes on. But don't forget to write the base, as we have converted this answer in base 16. I hope this conversion process must be clear to you. This is your assignment. You need to convert these decimal numbers into hexadecimal number system. The assignment will be uploaded on KCMS and you need to attempt it by its due date. That is all for now. I thank you all.